Generating HTML, PHP echo and print statements. Okay. Now with PHP there are two basic ways to get the output. Okay. One way is using the echo function, and the other way is using the print statements. So echo and print are more or less actually the same, right? They both use to output the data to the screen. Okay, so in other words, we can use to generate HTML uh, tags using echo or the print, right? The difference is echo has no return value, right? It's a function, but there is no return value, while the print has a return value of 1, so we can use it in expressions, right? And also echo can take multiple parameters, right? But print can take only one argument, right? When compared with echo and print, which one is more faster? I would say echo is marginally faster than the print statement, right? um, Now the other important thing is when you use the echo statement, um, echo statement actually can use with or without parentheses. You just simply write down echo, or you can write inside the parentheses, right? um, so now let's see an example. So I will show an example using W3 schools. It will show how to output the text with echo command. So let me get an example. So in this example we can see, so here we use PHP block here, echoing, here I generating heading. This is the heading it generate, and then the second echo function, um, hello world, and then break, and then um, the third one I am about to learn PHP break, and then here the last one you can see, um, um, so there here we have multiple um, um, parameters in the echo statement. So you can see each parameter, it's like a one single sentence, but actually there are bunch of parameters, right? So this is 1 2 3 4 5, right? So because it all comes with double quotes and then separated with a comma, right? Yeah, so this is an example. um, so I can also use output some text and variables with the echo statement as well, so we will learn it later on. um, Now generating HTML, when we send this PHP code um, to the server, um, so unless there is an echo print statement, you will get a kind of a blank page, because we need to generate HTML tags back to the client browser in order to display the results, right? Otherwise you don't get any results back to the browser, or you can't see it. You will see just a blank page. um, Now this is a second another example. Imagine we have given a following PHP embedded script, right? Inside the body, so we have bunch of headings. So these are the HTML tags itself, but then we have some PHP blocks, one block, and there's another block here, right? So if I when we upload this to the Mercury server, it will display an output something like this, right? So it will actually give a result set to the browser, something like this, right? Now remember, PHP um, uh, uh, validate the HTML in the server page, right? PHP source files are not validated as HTML, but this file that it generate can be validated as a correct HTML file, right? So you can see the output that generated by this PHP right, together with other HTML tags that it has. Now here in this slide, I just showing you again how to use quotes in your in the echo function, in the echo statement correctly. So if you now for example in the first example, for example if I want to display an image back in my HTML page, if I want to echo it, now remember here I'm using a double quote, so I will get a kind of an error message, because so you can see this double quote when the PHP interprets it, it interprets as a one pair, right? It says that this is as a one pair, and then it can't recognize it comes after this, right? So it will say you will have kind of a unrecognized something, right? Because it all with double quotes, so it will confuse, right? So in order to avoid that, what you can do in the third example here, I am using double quotes in as a main block inside the main as a main block, but inside I am using a single quotes, right? So I can use that. Uh, and then the other way that you can use is you can use the escape character. If you still wanted to use double quotes in your in this, you can use the escape character before the second one and then this one, because this is the main pair for this echo function. But whatever the code comes inside the main pair, we need to use the escape character before you start the double quotes, right? So you can see here there's two escape characters. Right, so that's about how to handle the quotes.